friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're just clicking on. My name is Susan and today we're going to talk about annotating. So I'm very excited about this because I posted a poll on one of my stories on Instagram, and the most requested video that you guys wanted to watch was how to annotate. Where do I begin? How do I do it? So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. I figured that I would do this into a series just because there's so much you can do with annotating and I don't want to make this into like one long video. So we're gonna do annotating for beginners, and then I'm gonna make more videos on just how to progress on your annotations. So let's get started. So first things first, you need supplies, okay? So I know annotations right now are super popular on Bookstagram, and literally everyone is posting them on whatever book that they're reading, past books that they have read, you know, quotes that they love, characters that they love, and it's amazing. Like it's so good, but it's also really bad for my wallet because I literally buy so many books because of that reason, because of certain quotes that people post, you know? So we're gonna go over the supplies that you may need to buy, that you may want to invest in, and the reasons why you want to start annotating, because there are so many different ways to annotate, and I think that the reason behind annotating is really important in the ways that you annotate. And then we're going to go over 5 tips that I want to give you so that you can start your annotation journey. So for basic supplies that you need, it's really like 3 things. So the most basic utensil that you guys need to start annotating is a pen or a pencil, some sort of writing utensil to start writing into your book. A pen is the very first step, okay? And then if you can afford more stuff, I would suggest investing in highlighters and gel pens, okay? On Amazon, they have really good deals there. They have the zebra highlighters. They also have different like pastel highlighters. I will say the lighter colors are better for not bleeding through. So another thing that you might want to invest on, and that you have seen and that has blown up on Bookstagram the last year and a half, are tabs. So Amazon is my go-to when it comes to tabs. I literally did like a bulk order, I don't know, like September, October of last year, and I have not run out. The very last thing that you might want to use is sticky notes. Sometimes you have a lot of thoughts that you want to write down, and some people are not comfortable with writing in their book, directly in their book. So I would suggest getting a sticky pad, you know, just to start writing your thoughts down if that's something that you would want to do. It's not necessary. All of this stuff is just for you. Like, it's just up to you, totally up to you, wherever you are with your journey. Right, so full disclaimer, at the very end of the day, it is totally up to you. It's totally up to whatever you're comfortable with in writing your book. Tip number 1 is grabbing the book that you're wanting to start with and asking yourself why, right? So why am I wanting to tab? Why am I wanting to highlight? Why am I wanting to write down my thoughts? Like, is it because everyone else is doing it? Is it because you actually want to put thoughts and effort into your book? Do you want to connect more with the story? Do you want to connect more with the characters? Do you want to just make your book look pretty? Like, these are just questions that you can ask yourself to, I don't know, I think just kind of distinguish why you want to do it, and it'll add more value to you if you go into the book knowing that that's what you're going into. Obviously, if it's an emotional book, I feel like it's a lot easier to write down your thoughts because you're going through the journey with the characters, that you're gonna be, you know, you're gonna be sad when they're sad, you're gonna be emotional when they're emotional. Whereas if it's a happier book, you are also going to be going through the journey with the characters, but it's happy thoughts, right? Like, you can put a smiley face and you can understand what you feel. In any case, I think it's important to ask yourself why you are wanting to annotate or what you're looking for in this story. Okay, so step number 2 is finally grabbing your tabs and deciding what you want to do with them. So something that I have done in the past is I will color code the categories that I want to pay attention to. So this book is All Roads Lead Here, and for this book what I chose to do was character development, one-liners, funny moments, emotional moments, Tobias, and Aurora. So every single one of those tabs had a category that it was going to represent, and then all the other colors are just extra fluff. Or something that I did for this one's just a rainbow. So a rainbow represents literally picking up any color tab and putting it in any place that you want to. Step number 2 is asking yourself what you're going to do with it, whether you want to try categorizing it or just doing a rainbow tabbing system. Step number 3, like I said, is deciding whether you're going to end at just tabbing your books or if you're ready to start highlighting. If you are ready to start highlighting, I would suggest grabbing 1 or 2 highlighters, a pen, as soon as you're starting to read your book, okay? So it's the same as the tabbing system. If you're wanting to do the rainbow system or the categorical system. So what I normally do is that I will assign 2 different colors for the male and the female character. Those are the colors that I use for them specifically. So I will always carry these around when I am reading a book, and then I will always carry a pen. This is like the most basic thing I'm going to be carrying around with me if I'm reading a book. So if I'm going to the gym, I carry this. If I'm going to school and I think that I'm going to have free time, I carry this. If I'm going to run errands, this is literally what I carry aside from the book. So yeah, I would decide whether you want to assign a color to every character, or like I said, if you're just wanting to do the rainbow system. If you're just a very colorful person and you don't need to have those categories, then don't do it. You don't have to. Yeah, let's say you are prepared to start highlighting in your book. So what you can do is put a tab in. The easiest thing to do is put a tab on, decide what color you want to choose for highlighting, and then thankfully these things actually have a ruler, so you can actually make it look really like straight and it's not like messy or anything. So yeah, then you can put a tab, the ruler, and highlight. If that's all you want to do, then that's all you're wanting to do. Again, guys, this is like totally up to you. I'm just trying to help distinguish where you're at, and if you're ready to take like further steps, like just progress a little bit more in that annotation journey. But like I said, at the end of the day, it is totally up to what you want to do, and every book is totally different, right? Okay, and finally, step number 4 and step number 5 are gonna be put together just because they're so similar. So with tip number 4, I do want to say that with every book, every annotation journey is different. So with some books, you're going to realize that it's either really connected to what you're currently going through, or it's like a representation of how you were in the past, or very motivational, or very emotional, very sad, very happy, reminds you of a friendship, etc., etc. You're going to find that those books you're going to want to write a little bit more in. When it comes to that, and you're ready to start writing into those books, and you're ready to start connecting yourself into the story, go for it. So for myself, that's how I distinguish how I'm going to write. If I am starting to read a book and I realize like, okay, you know what, like this is actually a very important lesson, or oh my gosh, I wish I would have known this like 2 years ago, or I totally see myself in this story and I see myself as a female character, like I'm gonna put more thoughts and more emphasis into that story because I can connect with it a little bit more. If you follow me on Bookstagram, you know that this book I will never stop talking about because I see myself in Tate's shoes. I used to be Tate like 6 years ago. So when I started to read this book, I was like, oh my gosh, I can connect with her so much. So then this book just became that much more important to me because of that aspect that I was able to connect with her. In this book, I did write, you know, in the book. And at the end, I do have like a couple paragraphs just of like my personal thoughts and how I was able to connect with the book that I'm not willing to share. But that's why that book is so important to me, right? And there's going to be books that you're able to connect like that too. So don't be afraid to put your thoughts down. And like I said, if you don't want to write in the book just yet, you can always use the tabbing system like this. So like I said, if you're wanting to tab and you're not comfortable with writing in your book, then don't, right? And just tab. But if you are wanting to write in your book and you just don't know how to highlight or how to underline, something that I would suggest is like, don't stress about it. Just move on and continue the story and just tab where you want to remember like the important moments for you. And then once you're done the book, go back and look at pictures, go on Pinterest, look up some motivation, you know, to give you ideas on what to do. But at the end of the day, it's up to you, right? It's totally your design. For some people, it's really just like a simple word, like one word that they want to understand, or it's a cute word, it's a cute phrase, or like a nickname, or a sad moment, or the very first time that they kiss, or the love declaration, you know, like they're like, for those some people, like that's literally everything. But if you don't know how to annotate and like make it look pretty, don't worry about it. Just keep reading the book, keep enjoying the journey. And once you're finished the book, then you can go back, and now that you've finished it, you can start to link pieces together, or you can put a heart over a name that you want, or the love declaration, or whatever. So that's step number 5, actually, is going back and reviewing your book and figuring out if you want to add anything else, figuring out if you want to change something, if you want to add some thoughts, if you want to put some hearts somewhere, if you want to circle a word, underline, you know, like step number 5 is just reviewing what you've already done. And if you're happy with your work, then you're happy with your work, right? As long as you're happy and you're comfortable with what you're doing in your book, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Okay, so that is it for today. I hope that this video was able to help you in some sort of way, give you the courage to start. Post it on Instagram, share your beautiful pictures with us, your beautiful annotations with us, and we would love to see it. Bookstagram is such a welcoming community, so you really don't have to worry about it. We will love you and we will love your annotations, okay? Like I said, this is going to be a series. This is episode number 1. There's going to be a few more episodes on going a little bit more in depth and actually giving you guys examples on, you know, how to write down your thoughts, how to make it look pretty, what pencils and what pens to buy, tabbing. Like, we're just gonna go more into depth about it because there's so much that you can do with annotating. Thank you again for watching this video. I appreciate you, and I really, really hope that it helped you. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.